Hi, thanks for coming on this journey with us. So you probably have your product. You're probably using it, hopefully. So the recommendations are that you start with 2 capsules twice daily before your biggest meals. And the capsules are like this, So, and that's optimal. You want to start out that way if you can. But I don't want anyone to stress out about it. Now that we've had, we had 40,000 members at launch. So I don't know how many we're up to now. So probably have, I bet, more than 100,000 already using this. So the capsule, so if you can, take it two capsules twice daily before your biggest meals. And don't freak out if you forget, you don't have time to get it, or maybe your lunch came earlier, dinner came earlier than you were planning on. So what you do is just take it when you can. It's more important to get the doses in than it is to worry about timing, is what we're finding. What you should do is make sure you take your measurements, document them, take pictures if you're willing. But the scale is not always your friend. You're going to notice your clothes fitting differently, probably before the scale shows. Now, my husband has been on it. We've been on it a month, and he's lost more than 7 pounds, more than 2 inches in his abdomen. And, I'm a little slower, but I did lose inches overall, which is great. Really excited about it. My scale's always a little more resistant, but it's working. It's going down. So be sure you take your measurements. I can't stress that enough. That's the most important part. Take your measurements, take pictures if you can, and then just pay attention to what you're doing. Like the studies, in the studies, the women were on, there was, a placebo group and a group on the product, and they were doing like a 500 calorie deficit nutrition daily, and they had the same workouts, and they had they were all tested at the same place. So there was a lot of things that kept the same. So you were able to compare apples to apples, which is great. So, but don't think that you're gonna take these and it's going to be magic without you taking care of your health. Like, you're not going to want to eat at fast food all the time. You're not going to want to, you want to make sure that you're making healthy choices for your body. And this is going to help you so much. So ignore the scale for a bit, right? Document it, but don't become a slave to the scale. And then take these capsules. What I've been doing, so you could play with it a little bit. Some people, we don't know your medical history unless you shared it with someone, but it's not up to us. If you are someone, maybe you have IBS or Crohn's or you've had bariatric surgery. So if you fall into those categories, or something else, if you have trouble digesting things, then maybe this capsule is going to be a bit much for you to digest. So for some people, you can open it up and put on some yogurt or some applesauce and take it down that way. But you want to make sure you take it quick, because these are all plant-based fibers. So they will expand, right? So you want to be sure that you ingest it pretty quickly. Don't let it sit around, because whatever you put it on. So I've been playing around with it. We found that my husband and I, like, every morning we make a protein shake. I've been putting it in there, and it works out great. So my husband that satisfies him all day long, because this is what he's using, right? So it's great. And I like it. Then also, I feel very satisfied all day. And then we usually take it a half hour before dinner. But last night, we decided, we both forgot. So we took it during dinner. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I had made steaks. It was like steaks and potatoes or something. So there was nothing else. It was just like we had our portions, and that was it. It wasn't like we had bowls of food that we were going to keep going back for seconds for. And I thought, this might actually work better for me. So I found that I was actually more satisfied. I was totally content. Like, I definitely had portion control, because I only had so many portions, right? And then, but later I was real satisfied, and I didn't have that. For me, I've noticed since I've been on this journey with this company and this product, is that my brain likes to chew something later. Like, I like a little snack, like the nosh a little something. And I usually make pretty good choices, but I probably don't need the calories at that time. So but I find that it's breaking my pattern that I'm getting into. But this is really helping me not have that strong urge or craving, and I can suffice it with, I drink like hot collagen at night, and that seems to satisfy it, or a cup of tea or something. And just so my behavior is satisfied, because usually I'm doing some work on the computer or whatever, and I'll have something. So that's satisfying that. So, my mouth is busy drinking my hot tea or my hot collagen or whatever. And then I have, it's just satisfied, right? So last night I felt like I was full even longer. So that worked really well for me, taking it when I had already had a portion controlled meal, that I wasn't going to be going back for seconds and whatever. I did experiment with putting it on some Greek whole fat yogurt. I don't know. It's like, I forget what it is. Stony Brook has this 100% grass fed one. It's very good, actually. It's plain. And I opened it up and put it on there. It was so hard to take down, because the ingredients were expanding while I was trying to take the yogurt. So it was really tough to get down. It was annoying. It was stuck to my teeth. It was stuck in my mouth. So I think applesauce is probably easier. I did put it in my water bottle one day, and I have a metal water bottle. But I felt like the fibers were sticking to the metal. So maybe that was it. Maybe glass would have been better. Maybe just doing it like a shooter, or put it in a little glass of water and doing like a shooter. I don't know if the metal makes things attract to it more, but I felt like I couldn't get that right either. I could see applesauce being easier. I don't really use applesauce. So, but the smoothie in the morning's been great, and then usually a half hour before meals. But I think, so now that I found that last night it worked great, taking it with my portion controlled meal, then if I'm going, like Saturday night, I'm going to a party, so we'll take it on the way to the party, so we're not noshing on everything, right? So that makes total sense to me. But when I'm cooking at home, and we only have so many, it's not like I'm just cooking for two, so I don't have like an abundance of things to keep going back for. So we're satisfied with our food, which is great. That's what this is happening. We're both totally satisfied. So experiment. Don't get hung up on, freaking out on the time, or, it's not digesting in time. Maybe you need to break the tablet. The capsule's open. It opens easy, and you just pour it in. I really like it. So experiment, play around, see what works for you. But I cannot emphasize enough, you must drink a lot of water. So if you're having some constipation, or maybe you're going the other way, maybe you're going too much, or maybe you're not going at all, it's because of your water intake. These are plant-based fibers, and they're just going to expand. So if you're not used to taking a lot of fiber, or it's just an excess, and you don't drink a lot of water, first of all, if you weren't even using this, I would tell you to drink more water. We all need more water, right? So that's a must. And then make sure that you're hydrating. And if you find that you feel a little constipated, or you feel like you're maybe going too much, drink more water. That's the answer. Drink more water. If that's happening to you, you're not hydrated. So drink more water. All right. I hope this helps. Don't give up. You'll see other people in the testimonial pages saying, like they dropped so much weight so quick, or their inches are melting away. We're all in a different place. We all have different DNA. I'm many years post-menopause. I'm in my 50s. I've had, Hashimoto's and whatever. So my situation is way different than my husband's, right? So we're not the same. And there's other women doing it. So don't compare yourself. Comparing is just hell, right? Don't compare. That's just taking away all your joy. Don't do that. Just stay the course. Remember, in the studies, the women were on it for 8 weeks. So don't give up. And remember, when you take this in, you get this like whoosh effect, where the fat cells are going to hold on to it longer, until feel like you're eating less food. All of a sudden your body's going through, your chemistry's changing. So it's going to hold on to it, and then it's going to let it go. So you may find that you're up a pound or 2 or 3, after taking it for a week or 2. You're like, what's going on? I'm going up. Yeah, it's okay. Just stay the course. Don't give up. And some people may need to use 1 capsule twice a day, like half the dose. If you're feeling like really constipated, or really whatever, if you've had gastric bypass surgery, it's probably best to start with half the dose. So some people will do well with that and get your body used to it. Do that for a few weeks. So stay the course. Don't give up. Drink a lot of water and play with it, right? And if you need help, reach out. We're happy to help you. Anything else? I don't think so. I think I covered it all. Thanks for listening. Please reach out. And this is a great time of year to get your friends. Like, everybody's going to be looking for the new year, new you stuff. Start now. Start now. Okay. Thanks again. And I hope that hope this exceeds all your expectations, and stay the course.